Welcome, guys. Episode 61 here. This is Big J and Silk here. Welcome back to the program, guys. And if this is your first time with us, welcome. Thanks for joining us. This is basically our podcast. We just have some fun over here, shoot the shit, talk about some hockey, got some stories, and, have a good time. Real quick, guys, don't forget to check out our Instagram over at Men Behind the Mitts. If you're watching this on YouTube or if you're on Spotify, audio, whatever, be sure to check out our YouTube channel over at Men Behind the Mitts. Don't forget to check out our sponsor right over here, Silky Mitts Hockey Club. Be sure to check out the website, Silky Mitts. Here we go already. SilkyMittsHC.com. Currently got a summer sale going on right now, guys. Definitely take advantage of that. And it's a great way to support the boys over there and over here at Men Behind the Mitts. But first up, before we get in there, Silk looking kind of jacked over there, bro.
Oh, it's the fucking creatine bud for sure.
Oh boy, looking jacked. Looking kind of tan.
Yeah.
Oh boy, we're gonna talk about that on the episode here, guys. All right, well, without any more delay, let's go, guys.
This is the Men Behind the Mitts podcast. Hosted by Big J. And now, here's your favorite Buttes.
Recording in progress. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? Another week. Good to see you. How you been?
I know, man. Another week. It's been a wild one. Man, I've just been waiting to record, man. I've been like, man, I can't wait to get in there and talk to Silk. Like, no joke. There's just a lot going on in the hockey world. Like, I cannot wait until we dive into everything going on NHL wise. Lots of trades, some big signings. I think we both got some opinions on what the Capitals did, so we're definitely gonna dive into that. And I got some, man, just life. Life has been wild. So I've got a couple stories and some shit I've been getting lost in. I know you saw the notes I made for the pod earlier today.
I did, not to spoil the episode, but I'm like scrolling through, making notes for the next episode at the top of the list. This shit says horse video, and you know where my mind went, and I was like, I'm not even gonna ask.
Oh man! All right, I almost want to start with that, but first, I'm just so wait until I'm just so stupid. Like, wait until I tell you about it. All right, so I'm just gonna tell you what the horse stuff is. We'll start with the horse stuff. I don't know how this happened. It happened on Facebook and TikTok simultaneously. So I have a feeling they're just interconnected. Obviously, they're owned by the same people or whatever, right? So I'm on TikTok or Facebook, and I'm like scrolling, and I land on this video of this like Irish guy. This is such a weird introduction. This Irish guy who cleans hooves of animals.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like cleans the hooves out, right? So that, not what you were thinking at all. But dude, between watching this guy like clean hooves up for like big, like huge animals, like huge horses, like and the way they shave them and grind their hooves down and like put a horseshoe on there. And then like I can tell you so much about fucking hoof repair right now. Like, bro, I'm bro, I'm about to start a hoof repair business. Like, how many people are doing hoof repair? Like around, because like, look, there's, all the Amish probably got it covered.
The Amish got it covered down there, Playboy.
Bro. And I'm not really going to do that, but it's just, it's amazing watching someone. It's like one of those things where it's like amazing to watch someone do something that they're really good at a craft.
So did this just come from one video and next thing you know, it's like YouTube where you just got down a tunnel?
Yeah. The next thing you know, it's like every third video is a hoof one. And I'm like, oh shit, this bull has an abscess in his hoof. I got to see how they get the abscess and how did they get abscess in hooves? Like, dude, it pulled me in immediately. So like the guy, like he comes, he's like, oh, this bull over here, he's got a little abscess in his foot. He's got a little limp. He's like, look at him walking. I'm like, what the fuck? How does this guy, just by looking at his walk, he knows his foot's fucked, right? So like they put the foot up in the thing and they just take a grinder essentially first and just clean off all the shit. And like, he's like, oh, you see that there? And he just points. And there's like this little black line. And like, dude, he just starts shaving away at this hoof. And like he shaves all this stuff away. And it's like, there's like this massive abscess like in this hoof. And he like sprays it down. He covers it in antibiotic. And they pack it essentially. And then, dude, he basically shaves the hoof. So he'll only walk on the outside of the hoof for like 2 weeks, because like, it's really important for hoofed animals to be level for their hoof. Right, bro? I'm lost in stupid hoofs. Dude, I want to be an equestrian. I just want to start like hoof repair. It's great. And then like, dude, like then you come across these wild videos where these ponies have been left like in these barns for years and like never been kept up. And like their hooves, they grow in spirals. Like if you don't ever trim their hooves, or if they're not active, to where it's like a toenail. It's like a giant toenail, bro. Like it'll grow in a spiral, and this horse could barely walk. It had like foot-long hooves, man. It was crazy.
And that shit is so fucked up. How the fuck do you have horses and just like
right? Well, think about like it's and there's a lot of stuff like you think. Well, obviously, like dog rescues and stuff are bad, but dude, like horse rescues for people that like go bankrupt and stuff, they can't afford. Like horses are not cheap, you know that. You know what I mean? Like that's
I guess
real.
If people will treat their own children like trash, so I guess animals are just like
animals. Even easier, they don't talk.
I just can't. That's funny, kind of brought it up. I was scrolling Facebook today, and like a video came of a video of a guy like dumping his dog on the side of the road.
Oh,
those are the worst videos. So the dog's just standing there so confused, chasing after the car, and you're just like, oh, my heart, bro. Like, you just gotta be.
You know what's crazy is shout out to our buddy Mark, good buddies of mine. His puppy Zoe, he rescued on the side of the road on a bridge. Like the dog was Mark Longley. I don't know if you know, he's my buddy. Mark. He's from school, real tall motherfucker.
I thought we were talking about camera Mark.
No.
Really?
No, but yeah, so he rescued his puppy on the side of the road on a bridge. Like he was on he was going to visit somebody, and he was like, well, I can't leave this dog here. And dude scooped it up. And
good for him, bro. That takes balls too, because you don't know what
you're getting into. Yeah, man. But like how the heartlessness of that, like how
it's so fucking easy to drop them off at the pound. They have a better, maybe they'll be put down, but they also have a way better chance of like being fed, loved, and
being fed or adopted. But yeah, anywho, let's not get there.
Well,
but yeah, back to
your horse video didn't go down to Tijuana.
No, none of that. But yeah, man, how crazy is that? Like I just got sucked in this.
Crazy in more ways than one. How you ended up there?
Yeah, like a random lane. I was like, how did I end up in Hoof Lane? Like, how did I end up out of all the lanes there are?
Well, shout out to our followers in Ireland. We know we got quite a few out there. If you know this guy that's repairing hooves in Ireland,
I'm gonna get his name.
Tell him we're a fan.
Dude, it's crazy. I can't believe it's so wild. Like people gotta have weird stuff like a niche like that. I don't know, whatever.
I don't know if I have a weird niche. I guess my conspiracies would be my weird niche.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely one. Oh man.
Definitely one.
I got some stuff.
Wrong person in DC, huh? So you were having a rough week with work situation?
Oh, dude. So wrong. So I'm walking down the street and it's DC. I'm like on 8th Street, like right near the White House and stuff. And I thought I saw Amanda Bean. Like I swear to God, this was Amanda Bean's doppelganger to a T, bro. To the point where I was like, Miss Bean. I was like, hey, Miss Bean. And like, I went up to her to like, I'm weird with touching people in general. Like, I don't really like, hey, like, I don't like to do that. But I was like walking up to her to like approach her and like, hey, Miss Bean. And like, she like looked me dead in the face, but she had like big sunglasses on. And I was like, you're not Miss Bean. And then I just turned around and walked away. And I was like, yeah, it wasn't like a run, but it wasn't like a run, but I was like, oh shit, hey, Miss Bean. Like, why wouldn't I? Like, that's one of my favorite people, you know what I mean? Like, of course I would say hi to them. Like, so I was just like, okay, that's not her. All right. Like, it was really just awkward. And then I just went back to work. And it's funny because I don't know why. I think right there's a lot of foot traffic and stuff, and WMATA parks their buses right there. But there's always just this guy who works for WMATA, like right on the corner. at the building I'm working at right now, man. He saw me yesterday, dude. I must have walked I must have been in and out of that building like 20 times yesterday, like getting supplies and stuff. And he was like, man, they got you running today, huh? And I was like, yeah, buddy. And then he saw me today coming back from lunch. He was like, at least it's lunch this time. Like, it was cool that like I only seen that dude one day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And he just recognized me. It's wild. But yeah, he was real cool. I talked to him today. But yeah, man, DC is fucking crazy. Definitely not Miss Bean.
How's roller hockey been?
Been fun. We played last week. Oh, dude, 2 snipes, bud.
Nice.
They're finally putting together some stuff. It's tough. I'm still playing defense, so like it's really hard to get like a lot of like, I don't know. The rushes are hard because it's all the way from coast to coast, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, but it's a small coast to coast. It's like shore to shore. It's not even that far. Like it's like at lake to lake. I don't even know how you would say it. But yeah, dude, roller hockey's been fun. Hot as shit in there. No AC in the building. Guys, it's like playing roller hockey in a sauna. It is absolutely way hotter than the clubhouse has ever been.
The floor too, like
it's dude, around the creases, boy, it gets slick. Dude, the goalie drops is like all this water just like comes down. It gets slick quick. It's wild, bro. This is the most wild league you've ever seen in your life. I'm telling you,
hey,
the wildest thing.
Hockey, though, right?
Yeah, dude, it's fun. Yeah, man. But yeah, it's been fun. I'm getting in a good groove with it. I've been back skating on the street again. I fucking tweaked, man. We played in a dumbass softball tournament on Sunday, and we did not do good. We did not do well. No.
Yeah, tourneys are a little different than league play, huh?
Oh, for sure. I was trying to tell. I was like, but it's hard because I was like, we've never gone into a tournament and just lost. Like in hockey, like we've never really done that, except for like my first time, like a couple months ago when I did that first roller tournament. I was like, ooh, this is the first time I've ever like, not won or like not been like in the last like semifinal, whatever, you know what I mean? Like just been out, you know? And the same thing happened here. And I was like, oof, man, I was like, we are out, like 0-2, like we are out of there. And it sucked because it really wasn't that bad. Like it just, our bats weren't alive, you know, like, you know how important that is, bro. Yep. And these guys here, no one hits a bad shot. Like it was work every fucking pitch. Like it was work. But it was a smaller ball, bro. You'd have been stroking them. Like we were all. This from what we're used to. It's a different league. I don't know what the fuck. You know what I mean? I don't even. I show up carrying cleats and a glove. Like I'm that guy.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, you know that. But with the ball was like a smaller core, and man, that fucking thing literally doubled the speed of anything we played here. Like locally, like dude, if it came at you in the infield, bro, it was a burning. Like everything was fast. Like it was nuts, dude. Everything was fast.
Almost like in between baseball and softball.
It was legit. It was legit the fastest. Like when we were practicing, like we had some BP we were practicing, and like the first one that got hit my direction, I was like, that's literally twice as fast as the hardest shot I took like all year, and he wasn't even like swinging yet. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's scary.
Way easier to throw, though, rocking them. You know what I mean? Like, the dudes in the outfield were throwing dudes out at, like, on our team, were throwing dudes out at third. It was legit. But, yeah, man, it was definitely different. Fucking tweaked my knee. I don't know if it's my knee or not, man. Like, I'm borderline, like, I really can't, you know what I mean? I'm, like, in tune with this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I take pride in, like, knowing, like, how I feel. And, yeah, for sure. But, dude, this is a different pain. It's literally so imagine like bending your knee. It's coming from the top. It's coming from the top of my knee, like quad area, but I can feel it pulling on like my tib fib. I can feel the muscle or tendon or whatever. Like I don't know if it's my patella.
Sounds like the tendon more than the muscle.
I don't know if it's my patella tendon, which pretty much connects your tib fib to your fucking humor. I mean your femur behind like your kneecap. Like your patella tendon's pretty serious. Like if that snaps, like you can't walk. Like that's like you fall down. You know what I mean? Like
I wonder if you like hyperextended it.
Yeah, I don't know because like my lateral movement's good, but man, that's fucking. And it feels like a rubber band. Like if I don't stretch it in the morning, like it is tight. You know what I mean? Like I can't quite kneel on it.
Have you tried to like foam roll it?
Foam roll it, gunned it, ice it a lot. Like I've been on top of it, man. Because you know me and injuries, I don't fucking like that shit.
You're gonna have to hit the rice, son.
I'm definitely gonna. I skated today. It doesn't feel bad when I skate. Like it's not a skating motion, but walk motion for sure. fucking hurts. You know, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Because your knee, you just use your knee different. You know what I mean? Like it's so weird. But yeah, I might make an orthopedic. I'm gonna give it until Friday, but I might be calling old Dr. Rabbit, tell him we got another issue.
Interesting. Speaking of doctors, I've been contemplating on making a doctor's appointment just to get like a checkup.
You
like
should, man.
physical.
Yeah,
I haven't
you
been to the
should.
doctor in over 10 years.
That's a long time.
But like I'm the same way you are with my body. I work out every day. I eat right. You know, what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I like if something's wrong, I know, and I
Yeah, for sure.
take care of it. So,
But-
like,
but
the
here's
only
the
thing is
thing.
like internal, like you know me, I'm a sweater, and so I'm at the point now.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I got to see if this is something internally that's going on that I'm just sitting
Yeah.
here sweating. You know,
You know what's crazy
I'm
is
a
I
little
heard
worried, but I'm
I
gonna
heard
try.
an infomercial about excessive sweating, and I was like, oh, I should tell Silk about this. Like,
That sweaty
like,
bitch.
like without being rude, I was like, he might be interested, you know?
Yeah.
But no, for real, like it's funny, like you're like about 6 months ago, I hit a point where I was like, I want blood work, I want to know my cholesterol, like I just wanted to
Yeah.
know. I was like, I feel like it's the next step. Like I'm already taking the right process of like getting my, you know, losing weight and getting my life in line as physically and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Making better food decisions and stuff. So it's like I just wanted to make, there's nothing wrong with knowing, you know. So like blood work and stuff like that, you know, making sure the kidneys are working, the liver.
Yeah.
Like I just want to, like, dude, when I think back of, and you will as well, and you have, I'm sure, we fucking tax these fucking bodies, bro.
Yeah.
In the most extreme ways of all aspects, sports, alcohol, like literally poisoning ourselves.
Yeah,
to the
we
brink of
partied
death.
hard.
Yeah, man. Like, and I just
on
think about
top
all
of
the
like working out with supplements.
Yeah.
You know,
like killing ourselves physically that way, getting back in shape. Like,
yeah, just putting.
Like, so I stopped, like, you know, like we were talking about hockey. Like I had stopped, like my hips. I know I'm getting older. It's so lunch, and I sound like I'm like a German Shepherd, but like my hips, like if you know, I was, you know, when me, like when I was younger, I just crashed into the boards. Like I didn't care. I was like, I used it. I smashed people, and I used it a way to be more aggressive. You don't have to hit the brakes as hard. Just smash in the boards, right? So like I stopped doing that, like, you know, probably 3 years ago, and like in my last roller hockey game, I smashed into the boards like with my hip, and I was like, oh, I'm like, this is why I stopped doing that. Like, no joke, because I was going too fast and I hit the brakes. I was like right into the boards. And I was like, yeah, this is why I stopped just like blatantly crashing into the boards. That like my hip hurt like immediately. I was like, oh my God, I'm definitely 33. Like, yeah. I'm not wearing hip pads either. That's a little different, but nonetheless, I was like, bro, like.
Well, that definitely plays a role. Even when I always played roller, I used to have like that little roller girdle.
I'm such a rebel, dude. Like just shin pads, elbow pads,
but
gloves.
I don't want to bruise tailbone. That's my biggest thing. I don't want.
See, I never fall on my ass. Never ever. It's always my hips.
I'm just afraid, scared. I'm just not being able to sit down. And when I go to sit down, people are like, I wonder if someone got a hold of him last night.
Look at this.
But yeah, dude, I've been thinking about hitting the doctor and getting a physical. I know I'm not at the age where I'm going to stick something in my butt, so I need to do it now before I get there because I'm going to avoid the doctor at all costs.
Yeah, that's right around the corner.
I know.
That's right around the corner. I've already had one, but that's right around the corner.
But yeah, man, I'm not like anti-doctor. I am anti like medicine shit. I think.
Oh, for sure. But it's nice to know.
I figure out there's a natural remedy to fix anything I personally have from migraines or anything where it may be. But
dude, me, chug water. If I have anything like any ailment, headache, migraine,
peppermint. I use this oil.
Oh yeah, the peppermint oil is real nice.
Right underneath, like on my jaw and then on my temples, and like there's just little things you can do where I don't have to put like. Even just Tylenol on my body, you know.
I took Tylenol the other day. That's how bad my knee hurt. I was like, man, I really don't want to take this, but I was like, I need just to take the edge off. Yeah. I couldn't even tell. I was like, this is fucking stupid, Tylenol.
But yeah, I don't know if I guess blood work should be another thing I should need because I don't know like if I have high blood pressure or low blood pressure.
Yeah,
I don't think I do because I just feel good. But
I mean, you're in shape and stuff, but you don't know. You never know, man. And there's nothing wrong with getting the heart checked. You know, get the heart checked, and then definitely like I want to go to like almost like someone a little bit more of like a specialist. Just I don't know. I'm just interested in, you know, like TRT and things. Like I think it's time, man. Like I think it's time. I definitely can feel my age, and I've heard nothing but good things about it. So why not? Let's give it a shot.
I've been taking a test booster.
Yeah, I took them and I've taken pill form. Have you noticed anything? I took pill form before.
I'm on my second week. 3 times a day.
So you haven't really been in there yet. You're not deep yet.
No, yeah, I haven't. But
You take them at night?
I take them 3 times a day after every meal. I take 3 pills.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then I just
Like
started
horse pills.
Yeah, so and the crazy part is I've gotten so used to them. I'm doing all 3 at the same time now.
Oh yeah. That's
And
in
then
the morning.
and then I'm just following it with like a fucking scoop of fucking creatine. I don't even fucking mix it. I'm just get it in there. But so I'm hoping I'm hoping, and I'm smashing food, bro. I'm trying, like, I've always been like, I'll eat breakfast and I'll just go all day, and next thing you know, like, I missed lunch. It's not a big deal, and I'll just smash dinner. So like, I've been really focusing on eating lunch, and then also like snacking, but snacking healthy. So like, I'll go eat like a banana with two like not cups, but like tablespoons of fucking peanut butter, so I'm getting that extra protein in, and I've noticed a difference in my energy, believe it or not.
Yeah, for sure.
Because my lunch portions aren't that big, and so like it's like carrying me out. So now I get my little snack, and that carries me out, and then get another snack, and then dinner time. So I'm trying, bro. I really want to put on some weight. I'm 6'1", 200. And like, I'm trying to put on some mass, but it's so hard. Like, my stature, and everybody's stature.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah. Everyone's body, everything.
But I'm like, dude, I'm in my 30s now. I'm 31.
Yeah.
I can't be like 40. I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to put some muscle mass on now. Like,
I feel you.
Get serious now. So I think going to the doctor, like having someone tell me exactly what's going on with my body, maybe sharing with him like what I want to do, what I'm taking supplement wise, how is this going to counteract what they recommend.
Right. Absolutely.
But like, that's where I'm at. So I think I'm gonna go see a fucking doctor. I'm nervous because I want some fucking old guy grabbing my balls and telling me to call.
Everything looks fine, Shunny.
Yeah, let's do this again one more time. Shit. So
it's important.
You've been working out still? You still hitting the
Yeah. I've been like right now. I've missed a day 2 days this week because of the knee, and my back was pretty sore. I took some licks, bro. Like it was to the point where I thought I had bruised the rib or like separated some cartilage, but I just think I landed wrong. But I mean, I took a couple divers.
Roller?
It's fucking softball.
Oh.
No, man. Soft.
Isn't that the worst? That's something you just like, I remember playing and
laying myself out.
I hated that it would affect hockey. And I was like, I wanted another sport, something to
affect any part of anything other than softball.
Like, how the fuck
I'm at work like,
like just beat me up so bad.
I would look something tough at work. I'm like, my knee. I'm like, oh, what's wrong? It's just rounded second a little hard, eh?
Well, for me, it was the fucking throwing. I always had fucking
elbow.
The elbow. I guess just because my body's not used to it, which is weird. My brother played baseball, so I grew up around that shit. I was always playing baseball with him.
Baseball.
So wild. A
Dude,
movement you don't do
hurts.
and you try to start doing again as you're older. It's just
oh my God.
That's why like we talked about it before, like not letting old man think I'm never gonna stop skating. Like, even if it's just going to the skating circles like a mall walker, I'm never going to stop. Fuck
for
that.
sure.
Could you imagine taking like 4 or 5 years off of skating?
I've done that before, straight up.
I did back like when I got out of high school. When I was getting out of high school, switching into like, racing cars and shit, like there was a time period where I was like, I didn't have I was always working on cars every night of the week. So like,
that's crazy.
But I was at a younger age, but like I couldn't imagine doing it at an older age. I couldn't really imagine that. Like the effect.
That sounds exhausting.
Yeah, so props to any of the older guys that are just starting to get into the game. Shout out to you, man. Props.
No joke.
Because I couldn't first of all, your mind just learning something at our age is hard enough.
Yeah.
Because we're hardwired.
I was talking about that. I was talking about that with Will. I was like, man, I was like, this is a wild sport. Like just talking about softball. I was like, think about it. I was like, the reason why we lost is obviously half of our team has never even played real baseball, anything. You know what I mean? Like nothing.
Yeah,
then I was like,
team full of hockey players and shit.
Yeah, for sure. Just random fucks and everything. Well, we got some solid talent now and stuff. But it's like, I was like, you could never do this with hockey. I was like, there's no way. I was like, there's no way you could ever just. I was like, I don't even know. I was like, I don't know all the rules, but it's like I just know rules of softball because like you just learn them over time. You know what I mean? Like I never was like,
also
you gotta do this. Like you know what I mean? Like you just learn.
Simplicity of just like not to like downplay, but like this is why I make hockey is so much harder. Like the simple fact of just swinging a bat, like that. Everyone knows how to swing a bat, and everyone knows how to throw a ball with one hand, no matter what type of ball it is. So like. hockey though, like swinging the stick while standing on metal knives, like not everyone can do that. Some people can't even do it standing on shoes.
Well, just the thought process alone, like you can teach someone, like I think you can teach someone softball relatively quickly, and they could play softball. But you can't teach like you. I don't know. I've been thinking about how you teach hockey, and I just feel like you just learn it. It's it's so weird, like because it's so different. It's so situational.
Do what
you should
like
know
if you're really teaching someone to play hockey, like they're not even touching the twig right away. It's
no.
all skating. Like learn how to skate because if you can't,
yeah, I just mean like the actual game.
Yeah,
like just the actual game of it.
Oh, like the rules of it and shit.
Not the rules, but like just like hockey IQ. Like how do you teach someone where to be? Like if the puck's here, you need to be here, and you're like, what? Yeah. And like then it's so situational. Like how do you
using
learn
the boards to make a pass around?
Yeah. Like, 6-man bank. You're like, what? Who thinks of that?
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy that people. Man, it's wild. Best sport in the world. Best sport in the world.
Best sport in the world. And this kind of I wanted to talk about the Olympics a little bit, so we'll kind of lean in with that. But roller hockey should be a fucking Olympic sport, bro.
Oh, it should be a summer. I think it should be in the summer.
Talked about how cheerleading is going to be an Olympic sport. Skateboarding is making its debut in Tokyo this year. Are you kidding me? We don't have roller hockey. We talked about it with John Chiavo when he was on here, and like I just don't get. There's so much talent. There's so many roller leagues around the world too. Like there's an Italian league I've seen.
Dude,
it's big. Like
roller hockey is big.
Like, there has to be enough skill and interest. To happen. Even China and Japan, roller hockey is a thing. Like, come on.
Yeah, bro.
I don't get it.
It should. I'll give it time. It'll be there because
that's what I've been saying since I was a kid, though.
Right. True. That's the thing is, some people have been playing roller hockey. It's been around forever.
Yeah, before my time. And I know when I was growing up playing select, they're like, we're hoping to make this an Olympic sport and we're pushing and blah, blah, blah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Now everybody gets excited for is like state wars and shit. Like
like Narch and shit. Narch is the shit though.
Yeah, but
I watched some of those streams, man. Those guys are fucking incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Roller hockey's wild.
Yeah, it's definitely a different game.
It's a different game. It's like its own entity.
Yeah.
Like being able to have the IQ like to skate around and stuff. Like tournament play is definitely different from like what I play in down here. Like the tournament play, I was like, holy shit. I was like, this is different than running gun hockey. Like it's like all possession. It's like picking like the perfect time like to shoot or to like draw someone in to have someone. Dude, it's incredible. Like it's really wild. Roller hockey it's cool. It's its own fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
definitely deserves a spot in the Olympics. That would be so cool. That's a big drawing, man. A lot of people do play roller hockey. You know what I mean? Like out west and shit, they play like ODRs and shit. It's so cool. Like you got that ODR near you. That's so dope.
So dope. I haven't been able to go to it. I haven't fucking skated ice in 2 weeks. Ugh.
Oh no, it's been months.
Couldn't imagine. Have you been watching the Olympics at all?
Yeah, like some gymnastics, some water polo. I was really into some synchronized diving, bro.
I haven't seen any diving. Really interesting,
bro. The synchronized diving, we watched the women's, and it is incredible. Like the timing, and it's like there, and it's so incredible how they are legitimately synchronized. Like they're in such unison, and then to top it off with no splash. Fucking diving is so cool. It's so cool. It's incredible, dude.
Yeah, the swimming, like the racing is insane.
Swim racing isn't, anything. The relays, I watched a couple of those.
Yeah, they're in top form, bro. Like top form. It's unreal.
Yeah, they're machines. Do you guys see their bodies? Their bodies are so like their shoulders, dude. Their shoulders are so wide.
It's so weird.
But yeah, that handball's so legit. I fuck with handball.
Water polo is sketchy, bro. I was watching it and I was like, I would have drowned by now.
Oh yeah,
the way they push each other and pull underneath the water and shit. Like
you talking about in shape? You talking about in shape? That's another level, bro.
Yeah.
I remember I had to tread water for 1 minute and 30 seconds to get my S on my swim card. I was like,
yeah,
it's like I got to be able to swim alone. like hurting, like oh shit, a little low. Like dude, like that shit was wild. Like I can only imagine. And then someone's fighting you and they're pulling your goggles and poking you, kicking you and shit. And the way they whip that fucking ball too, son.
Don't splash me in my face, bitch.
Bro, what? The two-hander.
Dude, I don't want to talk shit, but I think I could give a good run for beach volleyball. I know I'm not fucking 6'6", and these guys are monsters, but
dude, beach volleyball is incredibly hard. It's incredibly hard.
But I'm a big. I played volleyball up through middle school and shit. They didn't have it for men in high school. But hey, don't hate. Bro, I'm an athlete. That guy. I am an athlete. I tried to play every
I could take a run
sport.
at Olympic volleyball because I played all the way up through high school. I can't believe you just said that out loud to me.
I'm an athlete. All right. I watch some of these guys and I'm like, bro, why don't you lay out for that? Like, I would lay out for that.
It's not always about that.
It is about that. Lay the fuck out. Lay out. Leave it all out there.
Lay out life. Lay out life.
You know he's thinking to himself like, damn, I should have laid out. Yo, speaking of laying out, did you see Schmitty? They had the Vegas Golden Knights fucking softball charity event.
Yeah.
Robs a home run jumping over the fucking fence and then wins the home run derby.
Yeah.
Shout out to Schmitty, former Cap. What a beauty.
Having a good time out there. That guy's a nut, dude.
Should we roll, since we're talking about Schmitty, should we roll into NHL? Are we ready for
that? Yeah, let's roll right into the NHL. The first thing, well, let's in case you guys aren't following right now, is UFA time, unrestricted free agent time. A lot of trades are happening postseason. A lot of signings are happening. And we're just going to kind of talk about them all over the league. There's a lot. We're just going to throw it at you guys.
Plus the Seattle Kraken expansion draft.
Yeah.
That happened right after our last epi.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to go over their roster. Then we got some cap stuff lined up for you, some OV talk lined up for you guys. But first, let's just start with bounce around the NHL. And the first one I want to bring up was one of the most shocking ones we read today. Marc-Andre Fleury has been traded from the Vegas Golden Knights to the Chicago Blackhawks. At the time, it was unnamed. Who is it now? Martin somebody?
I haven't heard. I haven't seen that. I thought it was just a cap dump.
No. So they ended up getting someone in return. Let me see. I saved it. Hang on.
Mikael Hakarinen. Mikael Hakarinen.
Yeah, because at first it just said future considerations.
Yeah, so that's who the trade was for. Here's the fucked up part about all this.
But $7 million in cap space they freed up. And before we talk about it, kind of, and Marc-Andre Fleury found out via Twitter. No phone call, no communication. They kind of did one of the GOATs dirty here. I mean, 3-time Stanley Cup champion Marc-Andre Fleury is who we're talking about here.
It's kind of F, to be honest. Like,
I know
it's a business and there's no feelings. Like, yo, it is what it is. It's time to move on. Cool. But like, bro, not even a phone call. Like, these guys have phone calls. These guys have families. You don't even know the type of conversations they've had the last time.
Right.
A conversation talk about their contract and shit. Like, oh, we're all for you. The least you could do is it's almost cowardish. It's very it's very classless by the Vegas Golden Knights for your players to find out about that. I understand she gets leaked, but by the time like all the reports are coming out that Fleury has talked to other reporters and stuff, and he still hasn't heard from the organization.
Yeah,
that's
got official.
Like someone needs to your GM or somebody. Hey, this got leaked. We need to give him a call now.
Right.
Nothing. It's fucked up.
That's weak
to do a player dirty like that, especially of his caliber.
Yeah, anywho, $7 million cap space, Vegas frees up. Goes to Chicago. Everyone's talking retirement. What do you think? I say, look where you landed, Chicago. Chicago. Not a terrible team. Patty Kane's there. Like you could
Taves is coming back, who didn't play last year. They just picked up Seth Jones from Columbus. That's another one we can talk about right now. Seth Jones was a free agent. Left Columbus, is signing with Chicago, and
signed pretty big too, huh?
Yeah,
$9 million.
Big boy money. The D-men are getting big boy money. It's unreal.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, Seth Jones is a stud. Don't get it wrong. American kid. I love the kid. But Chicago. Yeah, I don't know where this like retirement shit came from. Maybe because it was unexpected move, and it's another move with him having many kids and shit.
But here's the thing: keep everything locked down. We know how it is. But listen, here's the first question, and you got to say, are you having fun? Are you still enjoying the game? If you're not enjoying the game, it's time to go.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I don't care what part of your career you're really in. Going to a new franchise, in my opinion, would be awesome. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, I wasn't looking forward to being traded, but shit, to Chicago, what we got on Chicago's roster, that'd be the first thing I would say,
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how he handles this. I think if Fleury does go there, I think they still got Subban, who was a decent goalie. He's still coming up.
Yeah, Malcolm, yeah.
And you have this Chicago roster that's turning around. It could be they almost made the playoffs last year, and I understand the divisions were set up a little different, but maybe that's a chip on his shoulder. He goes to Chicago and he's like, all right, we're gonna win the fucking West. Vegas,
right.
They got something. We're gonna win the fucking West, and I'm gonna help carry this team on my back, which we know he can do. What if Fleury becomes the Patrick Marleau of goaltending and is getting, or not Marleau, Maroon, and is bounces around to win cups? I mean, Vegas had their chance with him. They couldn't get it done. Now, Chicago's like, hey, we want to make a playoff run. We think we got a squad to do it. We need a keeper. Why not pull in old
we need
Flower?
someone who's got, it's an option. It can happen.
I would have taken him in Washington. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, for sure.
So
God, could you
Samson's
imagine?
Bitch ass. We'll talk about that later.
No, we'll talk about that later. But speaking of Nate Schmidt, he was recently traded as well. The Canucks made some moves there. Nate Schmidt was traded to the Jets by the Canucks for a draft pick, which also coming out of the Canucks, Holtby's contract was bought out. What did he have? Like 4.2 million left or something like that?
Yeah, he was bought
4.3 million. 4.3 million bought out. So that means now he's an unsigned free agent, right?
Yeah. And speaking of Vancouver and Chicago, Adam Gaudette, who was playing for Vancouver, has signed with Chicago. He's going to sign up there. And there's been some huge trades too, bro. The first one that came across our phones we were talking about is Philly. Shane Gosper, Ghost, is going to Arizona. That's huge. That's huge. I didn't see that coming. Arizona's trying to pick up some depth there. We'll see what happens though. Arizona, I think it's just a failing franchise. I don't know how they're gonna turn this around. They lost some guys.
I saw that Kessel might be on the table, and some other people.
Yeah, they lost Ekman Larson and Connor Garland.
Oh, that's right. That's right, Connor Garland. Yeah.
So, I mean, I get you're getting Ghost, and but it's gonna be interesting. Buffalo also making some moves. Sam Reinhart going to Florida. And who else did they lose? Ristolainen, I'm sorry.
Miko Ristolainen, right? Yeah, Philly.
Rasmus. It's okay.
Okay. And Jack Eichel's on the trade block as well. Who is Buffalo gonna have left?
All youth. They're basically going full rebuild. I mean, they have some really good youth. We know that. Dylan Cousins, they got Darlene still, so they have some youth. It's full rebuild mode once Eichel's gone, unless they can get something really great in return for him. But it's a done deal, I think, with Eichel. He's for sure gone. I read an article where the GM was saying, yeah, if we can make it work and he can help us in the short term and the long term, we'd love to have him on our roster. And Eichel didn't respond, but his agent did, and was basically like, yeah, that's not going to happen. Like, they're done. And then I know you can't blame the guy. He's given his body, he's left it all out there for that organization. Time's up, man. You guys probably promised him the moon and the sun all these years, and you've done nothing but just fail as an organization in your front office.
Where do you think he lands?
Who knows? I know the Rangers were big talkers. Hurricanes are big talkers, apparently. The Kings, Minnesota. Like, anywhere he goes, it's going to be deadly. Like, another player where I'd love to have in Washington.
You mean, man, we'll talk about that.
It's crazy. Speaking of the entry-level draft, it's so tight to see all these brothers. It's the year of the brothers. So Seth Jones, his brother gets drafted by Chicago. Cale Makar's brother's drafted by Colorado. Also in Chicago, Dak, his brother's drafted. Like, what? That's so tight. That's so
one of the Quinn brothers too, right?
The Quinn. Yeah,
the third Quinn brother just got drafted.
Going to New Jersey. You saw the reaction.
Yeah, that was
so gassed
wild.
up because he probably had no idea. They probably didn't sneak it out to him.
Right.
That was an honest reaction. He was so gassed up his little brother was going to come play with him. How tight is that?
That's wild, man. I can't even imagine that. Oh, how, man. Their parents are like, yes, it finally paid off, all three. Like, you imagine how much they spent in hockey.
Too bad they didn't get any kids coming up the lineup, man. Oof, because
they're probably
just
loaded,
producing. They're just producing players. Speaking of trades too, Voracek for Cam Atkinson, straight player trade. That's gonna be interesting too. Voracek has been with Philly for a minute.
Yeah, that was a weird move, and also it kind of late, in my opinion. I don't know how much Voracek's got left. I mean, he put in a lot of time with Philly, but it's kind of a weird move for Cam Atkinson, in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. One last one that really stuck out to me was Buchnevich from the New York Rangers going to St. Louis. I think that's a huge signing for St. Louis.
Big sign.
Yeah, I think that's a huge pickup for St. Louis because as of last year, I know he's a late bloomer, but he started turning it around and he looked like a real stud. Like he started producing, and you get him into an organization that just won the cup a few years ago. They've got that winning mentality still with Craig as the boss bench over there. I like it. It's a great move for St. Louis.
For sure. I mean, it definitely makes sense, and that's a lot. I mean, Booch is a big name too, and he played well for New York the past year. So, I mean, that's an exciting move for them, like you said. So we're going to see.
Taylor Hall locking it in 4 years with Boston. Be worried, folks.
$6 million a year. He got a pretty decent paycheck.
4 years. Yeah, be worried because we got a glimpse of the old Taylor Hall in that short time span after the trade from Buffalo. You put in a full off season and preseason now and a full season of chemistry with these guys.
I think he's going to get better. I think he's going to get better. His game is going to improve, and Boston is going to be deadly if they can. I think the goaltending situation there is going to maybe I don't know, but I think Boston is going to be biting at the bit for playoff bound for sure this year.
Yeah, let's talk about signings. We'll lead this one into the big signing for Washington, but let's start out in the West. Gabriel Landeskog has not been signed. It's burning bridges for Colorado. We know McKinnon took a team deal after his entry-level contract because he wants to win. And then we just see Cale Makar, young kid, $9 million contract. Yeah, $9 million for 6 years. You think that's a slap in the face of someone like McKinnon, who arguably is number 1, number 2 in the league?
Well, that's what I just said. I was like $9 million, and then you think about other deals around the league, and you're like, is that Nicky money? Is that, you're like, holy shit, that's so much money for someone so young, you know?
Yeah, because I think McKinnon is $6 million.
Yeah, he's cheap. Took a discount to make it happen.
And if you think about where he should be like 11. He's up there.
Yeah, he really is up there. I can't believe he's only taking 6, and Landeskog's looking for 9 as well. So I mean, you're talking $18 million. That's just crazy to me.
Like, they have to know that Mac is top 2, top 3 in the league, and you're on the same team as this guy, and he's taking, his deal, everything's public, and you really have the audacity to sit there and be like, pay me.
You said I got to do it. You said top 2, top 3. 1 McDavid.
Yeah, it's hard because he's in that market with Edmonton.
Who's your 3? Austin Matthews.
He's up there. Yeah. How do you not?
Austin Matthews is top 5 though. Yeah.
How do you Austin Matthews top 5? I think it's McDavid, McKinnon, Matthews, Crosby. And arguably top 5. And I'm probably gonna catch some heat for this, but Marchand.
I was gonna say Brad Marchand. I knew you were gonna say I'm gonna catch some heat for this.
He really could.
He could break the
every
top 5
fucking year. I don't care
every year.
Who he's licking, who he's spitting on, how dirty he is. He's top 5, bro. He makes Pasta and Bergie look good. He's so good. His IQ is next level. The only comparable is when he gets to IQ and that skill level is Crosby. If Marchand was a little bit bigger, he'd be number 1 in the league.
Yeah,
like for real, he would be.
That's wild. We almost.
What's your top 5, real quick? Before we
That's pretty much it. McDavid, man. Mac is 2 or 3. It's hard to say. See, I don't know. I could tell you who I think the top 5 is. I still can't put them in order. McDavid's 1 for sure. I think Marchand rounds out my top 5. Mac, Matthews, and Sid. Yeah, that's pretty much the top 5.
Yeah, and Sid, even like not even Sid in his prime, like still to this day.
No,
like,
still to this day.
Season
Yeah.
coming up, like expect Sidney Crosby to be the real deal still.
Yeah. Man, that's wild. So I can't believe that's why I just wanted to see it was. But yeah, Mac taking the discount deal. I mean, Grubauer's not signed either. So you got
Dougie Hamilton still hasn't signed. Landeskog isn't signed. There's a lot.
Colorado's got to make some moves.
Well, listen, I know well, we're going to lead into this, but when we were talking today, waiting to see what was going to happen with Ovechkin, I was like, for the money he's asking, if he tries to go something crazy like 10-5 or something like that, cut that motherfucker loose. And I'll take Landeskog. I would take Landeskog at where they are right now, side by side, not what he's done, not his goals, not his Stanley Cups, not that shit. Where they at? Even blank slate. What can you do for me this season? Landeskog is the better player, hands down.
Yeah.
Ovi is one-dimensional. We know where he's going to be at, and he's a power play. He's, we said it before. We think if anything, he's third line on power play if Washington re-signs him. So, like, I was like, fuck it. Like, if we're gonna lose Ovi, Landeskog is available. Like, that's a huge pickup. It's not like we're gonna lose Ovi in a year where there's the free agents are slim. Like, we could really replace him with someone talented. So, but what happened?
Yeah, we signed. So the Washington Capitals finally announced the signed deal with Alexander Ovechkin, 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 4? No, it's 5. 5 years at $9 million AVV, which is inaccurate. I really think that is a misleading thing because a lot of it is signing bonuses. I don't know how they're getting away with the signing bonuses. I mean, unless that's Ted just eating it, right? Yeah. Like I'm not 100%.
You want to go down? You want to do the structure real quick? So the 21.
Yeah, well, that's.
Oh, my bad.
No. So just getting to it. Overall, he will pocket $47 million. Mm-hmm. His contract is not essentially $47 million, making his $9 million AVV. That's not exactly 100%. That's why when I first saw that, I was like, what the shit? And then you sent me the breakdown. Go on ahead and go over the breakdown because it clarifies things and makes it look a lot better.
And I just want to state, before saying this, I'm sure these signing bonuses are like score 15 goals. It's something easily achievable where he's like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. It's easy. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. So the 21-22 season is going to get a $1 million salary with a $4 million signing bonus. Okay. 22-23 season, $1 million salary again with a $9 million signing bonus. 23-24, 1 million, and then 11.5 bonus.
That's crazy.
Big boy, man. That's a third year.
So the cap, right? It's only affecting the cap that year at $1 million. Like that blows my mind that how they structured that because we were really concerned about all the caps
not being able to make moves because the Caps just traded Dylan. And then we're still in cap trouble. We've been getting rid of him. 24-25, you're at a 5. That's when it bumps up. You get the $5 million salary with the $6 million signing bonus, and then 25-26. Man, 2026 Ovechkin, the end of an era, essentially. Like that's you got to think when he signed this, like he's done. He's going back home in 26.
Going back home, yeah.
It's so he signed to know the end date.
So he signed to 2026, and let's just go over one other thing while we're talking about Ovechkin, and then we're going to jump into thoughts on it. So Ovi only needs 165 goals to break the Great One's record. 165 goals.
That's 33 goals in the next 5 seasons.
Very doable.
Each season. He needs 35 for 5 seasons. Yeah.
Very doable. Even in a shortened season, I think it's doable. If something were to happen again. Yeah. And I had this discussion with someone else earlier. So first, I want to start with the signing first. So we were a little bit panicked. We were texting about it this morning. They have to release something. Something's coming. What is it? What's the number going to be?
Real panic. It's fucking 5:45 a.m. I'm in the gym and we're just I'm like we're just going back and forth talking about it. It's unreal.
Yeah. So it's like, what are they going to do? They finally announced it. I get a phone call from Will. I didn't even read it online first. I'm like laying down working on this unit. And Will calls me. I'm like, hello. He was like, they did it. I was like, oh no. He was like, $9 million a year. I was like, and that's all that he said. He was like $9 million a year. And I was thinking $9 million a cap hit a year. Like that's 18 million between Nicky and Ovi alone.
Yeah.
I was like, how do you build a team? Yeah, I got sick. I was like, how do you build a team? And then thank the Lord, within 5 minutes, you sent me that breakdown, and I was like, oh, I like this makes sense. Meanwhile, no more than an hour before that, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, fucking get rid of him. I was like, I'm ready to move on. And now in a practical thought, you go first. How did you feel about it when you heard the signing? How did you feel
prior to seeing the structure breakdown? I was pissed. I wasn't as pissed as I was going to be. I'm telling you, I was heated because I was waiting for that 10-5 to pop up. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
I thought this greedy fucking Russian was gonna fucking bend us over. But the fact that he signed close to Nicky, he knew what he had a slight, ego, depth,
right, for sure,
in that aspect. Like, okay, me and Nicky will finish our careers together. I'll sign what he's signing for, blah, blah, blah. But seeing it kind of did let me down because after our conversation, we both were like, maybe it's just time. Like it's like a bad relationship. Maybe it's just time to let go and move on. Thank you for everything you did. But it's the end of the day, like we saw Vegas deal Fluery. It's a business. We would be great GMs. Yeah. We would be. We just cut motherfuckers. Greatest goal scorer of our generation. Cut them. What'd you do for me last year, bud? Nothing in the playoffs.
So look, let's talk realistically then. And I had a conversation with someone else today where I was like, even at $9 million, who are you putting him? You putting him line one? That mean you had the discussion. You're gonna put Ovi with Kuzi and Osh, or Ovi, Kuzi, Willie, Ovi, Nicky, Willie. Then you're like, okay, well maybe we'll put him on second line. Okay, then we'll put Ovi, Nicky, and Wilson second line.
I think that's more realistic. They finish out their career together.
But here we go. Now in my opinion, we're sacrificing Wilson's productivity.
Are we? Because can you honestly play with a better playmaker than Nicholas Backstrom? Nicholas Backstrom's going to make.
But I'm talking about everything else. You're gassing yourself out because you're out. You have to work double. In my opinion, when Alexander
Willie has those legs, we've seen him. He has those legs.
But you don't want to. Why do you want to burn my guy? Let's not burn my guy.
It's a heavy forechecker. Get the puck in deep. Let Nicky make the play. We set up Ovi. Like it could work.
I don't want to play with him. I want to be on his team. I just don't want to play with him. Tough. I don't know. Put him on the third line. Put Spronger up there with Nicky and Wilson. Watch out, bud.
Yeah, I mean,
but you think Ovi's going to take third?
Is Ovi? Line.
Is there a talk where Ovi's going to be? They're going to look at Ovi like, "Hey, we're going to start cutting back some time on the ice here, buddy."
I'm sure that was discussed during this contract talk.
Has to be right.
Had to, yeah. He was like, "I'm still keep that. I'm still number one guy." Like you can wear the C on the third line too, bud.
That's what I said.
You can wear the C and only play power play and get your 5 minutes a night.
Like it's warm ups. I know. It's the
like chase it. Like if this is a good farewell tour / chasing Gretzky shit, then like how selfish is this motherfucker gonna be?
Well, no, see, I don't think that is. I think what Ted, from what I read from Ted's tweet, it's almost like Ted wants him. It seems to me that Ted wants him to break Gretzky's record wearing a Capital, a Washington Capital, that's a big deal, bud. Like that's a big deal. And I think he wants him to break the record. That's the thing that's my kicker. I'm not one for putting personal accolades in front of team championships.
Yeah. That's if you ask Gretzky if he'd give up the cups or the records, he'd give up the records in a heartbeat.
But listen, no way he's a GOAT, bro. He's the
saying, if you had to pick, like, hey, you live your career, you can only have one or the other. He's going to say the cups.
But listen, in my opinion, oh shit, I lost it. What are we talking about before Gretzky?
Chasing Ted Leon.
Oh yeah, I'm not one for the personal accolade, but the way he structured it for the next 3 years at least, I think next year we're going to be playoff bound, but not cup bound, and the push is going to have to be within 2 to 3, just the way his deal is structured. Because after that, he's back up to $5 million. We got to start thinking cap space again. By then, we've got to have a new star. McMichael or something else has got to be coming in. Kuzi's out. Well, something's going to have to happen by then. You think 5 years? Osh Babe's out, Nicky's out, and Ovi's out.
Okay.
Kuzi's probably moved on. It's a whole new team in 5 years, bud.
Yeah, it's definitely a whole new team. Our defense is still heavily saturated.
Carlson, bro, everyone. Wow, the cup team is gone, bro.
Completely gone. Yep. Yep.
Wow.
And because we got rid of our young guys that would have still been here and around. Berkey's gone.
Vranov,
Stevenson's gone. Marana's gone. Grubauer's gone.
Juice.
Schmidt. No, Schmidt got traded the year before. Oh,
yeah.
Still a tough L.
Harsh. Yeah, we whooped that ass in the Stanley Cup.
And was literally on the other side of it. Like, oof.
Like, damn, bro. You had to snag me.
Sorry. But hey, maybe we don't make that push. Maybe we don't make that win. We don't win that cup if Schmidt is with us. Nothing against him personally as a player. I think it's a good player.
True. Hey, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, the guys did what they did. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a completely different team in 5 years. It's gonna be a completely different fucking league. Cole Caulfield will be fucking MVP type shit. Like, who knows what we'll be with that? You know,
we'll make David or Matthews have a cup by then. 5 years.
If not, I think it's a wolf. I think if McDavid or Matthews neither have it, I think we're at the point where we're at an Eichel talk where maybe they're leaving the organization.
That's
Seriously,
crazy.
think about that. If Austin Matthews or McDavid haven't won a cup in the next 5 years, they've already been in 4 years. I can't.
Nuts.
Don't quote me on that. 4 years, and maybe more.
I get.
But like, seriously, if McDavid has been in the league for 8 years, 9 years, and hasn't won a cup with Edmonton, you don't think he's thinking trade me? Same with Matthews. Matthews is in the league 8, 9 years. You don't think he's thinking trade me?
Right.
These are going to be the greatest players. And people are like, oh, well, if they're really the greatest, like, nah, this is a team sport. I don't care.
Yeah, no joke.
Like, look at the roster Gretzky had with fucking Edmonton, with Messier and Curry, like, it goes on and on and on. Like, yeah, he's the great one, but like, it's a team sport. And especially nowadays, the game is completely different than when it was back in that era, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Goalies are so much more athletic. Padding is different. The game is faster. That your fourth line guys have the IQ of your first line guys and are just as fast and talented. Where, you know, back in the day, your fourth line guys, if you got out there against Gretzky, skating circles around them all, you know?
Yep, absolutely.
It's gonna be crazy, man. The trade talks have kind of dwindled away with Kuznetsov too, as far as caps go. GM saying, you know, they expect a lot out of Kuzi, and it sounds like they're kind of like, man, it's like a spoiled fucking kid. And they're just like, or it's like a girlfriend that like fucking cheats on you, but she's a supermodel. And you're just like, well, fuck it. She said she's sorry.
Okay, I guess, she's sorry. Maybe she won't do it again.
Because the fact that they're talking like they're going to give him another shot. And listen, I've said this time and time again. I love Kuznetsov. I love 2018 Kuznetsov. I love 2017 Kuznetsov. I love 2016 Kuznetsov. But after that cup run, Kuznetsov fell off. And I don't know if it's the Russian I won and I'm just hanging out till Ovi leaves and I'm going back with him, or he's just a party animal and the success has gotten to his head because he's, you know, won it at such a young age. Well, I don't know what it is, but he hasn't 100% been there, bro. The off-ice antics, all that shit, the COVID bullshit. Like, how do you stick your neck out there for a guy like that? I don't know.
Hard.
Yeah. But listen, hey, I hope he makes me eat my fucking words. I hope he does.
Fine, right?
I hope he lights it up, puts up fucking 40 points this year. Like, give it, give it to me, big boy. We'll see.
Yeah.
What are you thinking right now?
I want to talk about Seattle real fast. I don't want to go through their whole roster, but I do want to talk about some big names that made some moves over there. Because I've seen a lot of, I don't know how I feel about this roster. I don't know how I feel about Seattle's team yet. I've seen a lot of other people's opinions on it. You know, Big Wit Dog talking about, it looks like Seattle's not really worried about going to the cup. Like they don't think it's going to happen. Like it's like Vegas was a kind of a one-time deal. Like, it was like, holy shit, we've got a team, you know. But basically, like, everyone just kind of talking about how Seattle's looking for the future, not right now.
Yeah, which isn't a bad move, right?
I mean, yes,
go through and pick up everybody's guy that's been in the league 3 to 4 years, has some experience. You can see where they're starting to trend towards. Oh, this guy's going to be this guy's going to be that, and you go pick up all their youth.
They snagged some killer guys here too. Jordan Eberle being one of them. That was one of the biggest names I saw. I was like, wow.
Yanni Gourde from Tampa Bay.
Yanni Gourde, Brandon Tanev.
Yeah, Giordano from Calgary.
Another one.
I think he'll wear the C.
Oh yeah, Giordano. You think so?
I do. I really do.
Jamie Olsek from Dallas. Like, what, dude? Like, they got some.
And then they got Matty in the expansion draft. USA kid from Michigan. Like, that kid's going to be a stud. He's going to be a stud. I loved watching him play in the World Juniors. So actually, I saw the video of Ron Francis calling to let him know that they drafted him, and he fucking sent him a voicemail.
Really?
Yeah,
What?
hilarious.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But look at their goalies as well. I'm sure everyone's aware that Vitek Vanacek was snagged from the Washington Capitals. To me, it looks like he's going to be their starter, in my opinion. Compared to who else they have, they got Chris Driger over here.
Chris Driger will be their guy from Florida. They were after him from the jump. Yeah, the Chris Driger will be their number one. Vitek will be the number two, I think.
Yeah, and Joey Decord probably hanging out.
But there's also been speculation that the moves they made and all the cap space they still got, they're going to go after when free agency opens up. They're going to go after a big UFA.
Yeah, because what are they at, like 60 mil or something like that, like 64 mil? Like they got plenty of space.
So they got like 20 mil left, right, or something like that.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. They could sign four or five solid guys or three top killers.
One big guy. Yeah, exactly. Imagine bringing in maybe Dougie Hamilton.
Right. Maybe. Then a couple were saying don't even spend it all. Like, save the cap space and build next year too. They got the picks. They picked up a lot of picks as well.
How does that work? What do you mean save next year? Like,
because they don't have. Well,
if they're at 20 million this year, and the contracts are set for a certain amount of time, right? Okay, that makes sense.
So I mean, you just have your 20.
You're going carry 20 over 20 for the next year or 2 years.
Or imagine having that much space going before playoffs. Who knows? If it's real.
Yeah, if they make a playoff push this year and they get to the trade deadline and maybe they can make some moves like, hey, let's do this.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
It could be, but they're not really, from what everyone says and from what I'm just looking at, it's not going to be a Stanley Cup team. But hey, that's what everyone said about Vegas as well. Like, no way this is going to happen. And look what happened.
Well,
so, I mean, who knows?
Based off the way they drafted a lot of like 3 to 4 year guys.
Yeah.
No
huge, for sure.
Huge compared to the guys they could have got. They could have got Duchesne. They could have
got
Voracek. They could have built a vet team like, hey, these are a bunch of good players. Let's go try to win the cup.
Yeah.
But Ron Francis has been known to be a very conservative GM. I will say this during their expansion draft, not entry level draft. During their expansion draft, it was first of all, we got a first glimpse of ESPN hosting hockey shit. Not a fan. That I don't know who the football guy fucking was up there, like calling them the Carolina Panthers and shit. Like, just kick rocks, buddy. Secondly, it was boring as fuck. But what brings me up is we got to see the jerseys in person.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan, dude. Their sweaters are so fucking beautiful. Oh my, they're so hard. Like, I've always told myself I'll never wear another team's jersey, but those Seattle jerseys are
wow. That's crazy.
What's crazy?
I don't know, guy. I don't know about wearing one. I might get one and like maybe just
that's what I'm saying. One. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm that guy. Like, I'm a Caps fan. I'll only wear Caps jerseys, but like,
there's multiple that I want for sure.
Like, frame it or some shit.
There's a lot of like, I'm a big fan. I think they're gonna have it. I don't know, man. I think that's a cool market for real. I think they nailed it.
Mm-hmm. I think TANF's gonna be a big signing for them. I really do.
I think so.
I really do. I think they have some really good guys that can help develop these younger guys, and I really think this isn't the end of it. I think Seattle's got something up their sleeve.
They might. Yeah. Who knows? It's just other people's opinions, right? What do they know?
Yeah, because they could be playing like, oh, we're just a little weak roster over here in a weak division, and then they pull up the wild card like, hey, we got Landeskog. That would be fucking wild. That would be wild.
This league is crazy. I can't wait, man.
I know. I'm so excited because we got free agency starting, and then next thing you know, it's going to be preseason because it's already August. It's August.
Preseason. Dude, August is next week.
And then we're back to like they release the schedules, 82 game schedule. Let's fucking go. That's where men are made. That's where we're going to see the real big dogs. This is where we're going to see teams falling off that should have fallen off last year that made the playoffs. This is the real deal. You're a
playoff lines, team, bud.
82 games. Real quick though, let's talk about the Caps one last time. This goalie situation, and also Zdeno Chara sounding like he's coming back. Makes me want to puke. I think they're expecting Craig Anderson to puke.
Craig Anderson,
they're expecting him to retire, so that he's out. What are we doing?
Lundqvist is out. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
what are we doing?
We don't have the cap space to go do Grubauer or anybody like that. Like I said, we should.
And no, you don't backpedal on goalies, in my opinion. I think it's if you do with players. I don't think you backpedal with goalies, Grubauer or Holtby. Stay away.
Really? Even if you could get Holt for a stupid cheap deal? He's so familiar with the organization. He could jump right back in. He knows the boys. There's no learning the system, the way they do things.
Holton, I want them to just let Sammy go and get Holt and Grubauer back.
Okay, now you're talking big money because Grubauer is big money. But I think if you could get Holt for on the low, like a $2 million.
I bet you sign him 2 for 2.
Yeah, why not? If you're really that invested in Sammy, look at the bullshit he's done. Just like that's all. If you're really that invested, like this is gonna be your star fucking goalie. He's already worked with Holtby. They already have a relationship together. He can come right back in. But now Holtby knows he's the number 2.
I didn't even give him 3 for 3.
I like Holtby. I think he's still a starting goaltender.
We got to support though. How saturated we are in defense, but not to be good at defense. It makes me mad.
Schultz, TVR, like he's all right, but he's not stud. Jensen, he was good because we was playing with Chara and
Chara.
I'm glad we got rid of Dilly. Dilly is not. Dilly got. I know players.
I'm a fan of Dylan, but he got exposed a lot,
and I think that
sucked.
He just wasn't fitting into the system that we were going with. I think it was a good idea when he first got here, but
didn't hang.
Didn't work.
Didn't have the I feel like that aggressive instinct enough because, like I told you, like there's a difference when you watch the Stanley Cup. You're like, oh, that's what that defenseman does.
And hopefully Kempny will make a
God bless it. I hope, man.
Because if not, we have Orlov, who is risky. He's risky. He's so fucking.
I feel like he's been playing great hockey though.
No, he has, but he's fucking risky. He has these moments. It's like Orlov, what the fuck are you doing? And then we have John Carlson, aka could have won the Norris more than once.
Who's on his way out? I mean, this is coming.
Exactly. USA kid.
Hey.
So like that's our top 2. That's our top 2 pairing. Orlov, Carlson. After that, we are fucked on our next 2 pairings.
Wow. Right.
Damn. I don't want Chara back.
I could care. I don't want.
Don't want Chara back. I'll take
for 82 games. 82 games.
He can't make 82 games, bro. It barely lasted. The playoffs, he was dead.
82 games. He was not active. Not super fast.
We looked so bad in the playoffs, and that's what I'm judging everything off of. And that was on
so
a short
bad.
season.
Oh my god,
that was on a short season. Now listen, granted, that was a tough short season because we played division games night in.
Boston was tough.
Boston, Pittsburgh. The Rangers had our fucking number. They were making a push for the playoffs. They were playing really well. They're going to be a really scary team this year, I think.
I just don't like being number 1 in the division. I feel like that's a bad omen for us.
Yeah.
We got to move on from that. I don't know. I'm excited to see where everything goes, where the season takes us. And, man, it's an exciting time for hockey right now.
Yep. Can't wait for next season. Man, this has been a fun episode.
Yeah, dude, for realsies. I was excited, man. I told you I was in a good mood. Like I've been waiting. I've been dying to get back to the pod, man. Like it's been looking forward to it pretty much all week. Like I've been counting down the days. Counting down. Good to see you as always, man.
Thanks, bro. It's good to see you too.
Yeah. Definitely. All right, guys, before we go, make sure you're hitting the little bell if you're watching us on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed, notified, drop a comment, whatever, drop a like. We love you and appreciate it. It helps us grow and get in front of more people. Same for your Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I'm sure most of you have, but if you're new, remember to hit that subscribe and get those notifications. The more you guys do that, the more we land in the algorithm. And we greatly appreciate it because we are growing. And thank you for everyone who's been with us from the beginning and sharing our stuff and liking the stuff. And that's the way you do it, guys. A lot of people ask how they can help. And that's the simplest way is just that through social media, hit a like button, hit a share, and let everyone know you're checking this out. It definitely, we appreciate it. And believe it or not, it reflects on our numbers pretty well. So definitely thank you for everyone who's been helping and guys. And if you have the time, we appreciate it. Don't forget to check out SoakingMintsHC.com. Got summer sale going over there. Best way to support the boys. Yes, sir. Give it up to Silk. And yeah, man, anything else? Are we good? Are we good to go?
Yeah,
Episode 61.
It's been a good one. It's been a good one. You nailed it on the head. Thanks everybody that's been with us since day one. Only growing.
Yeah,
Haven't really had any
sure.
interviews, but like we've kind of been in that groove where we've been.
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine having someone on right now. We'd be so behind with what's going. There's just so much going on right now.
There's a lot going on. Yeah,
We're gonna get some guests back on here. We're gonna get it going
sure.
again. Maybe some familiar faces. Gooby. I know we were talking about bringing him back on.
Yeah,
Things like that.
God, we could talk for hours.
Yeah. So we're gonna get some stuff lined up. So yeah, thanks everybody for riding along. Everybody overseas, we have some overseas.
Yeah, it's wild.
Growing. Yeah, it's so
north
wild.
of the border. Our brothers from the Great
like,
White North.
Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, thanks everybody. SilkyMitsHC.com, at SilkyMitsHC on Instagram. You can find me at Mr. Silky_J. My boy over here, Foil up 77.
That's right.
If you want the dirty deeds early, come holler at your boys. Until next time.
Dirty deeds early. Be well, guys.
The boys from Men Behind the Mitts just want to say thanks for listening. And as always, be sure to follow us on all your favorite social media outlets at Men Behind the Mitts. Brought to you by Silky Mitts Hockey Club. Support the boys at SilkyMitsHC.com.